Welcome back everyone to more of our gameplay series of Farming Simulator 22. We have a lot to get done today, and that's why we're here at sunrise, just as you can see the sun beginning to poke out. And right over there you can see the moon that is starting to fade away into the night sky as morning takes over. So yeah, we've got a lot to do. Now, first thing that we need to do is answer the question we had in our last video, and yes, the sorghum is now ready to harvest, but it goes deeper than that. If you've taken a look in the top right hand corner, you've got a lot of information. We've got money, we've got the time of day, we've got the time of year, but then we have the weather, and you notice there's some rain showing up on there. So we need to come in and take a look at the weather. There we go. So you can see this morning, somewhere around 8 o'clock, it's supposed to rain. Now, it shows that it's going to go away, but I'm not quite sure if we can trust that or how well we can trust that. There's actually an item in the game that you can put down that will allow you to get better weather forecasts. So I'm not going to take any chances. We need to get this field harvested and done as soon as possible. So what we need to do now is we need to come into farmland, and let's get this thing all set where we need it to be. Where on earth are we here? Okay, right there is the one we need. So 140,000. Let's go ahead and purchase that. Would you like to buy that land? Absolutely. That's why we clicked on it. Okay, so that brings us down to just under 600,000. But most importantly, we can get busy doing a little bit of work. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the AI up and going. Yes, go ahead and turn on your lights. That's perfectly fine. We got plenty of work to do here on the farm. So we've got this guy sitting back here waiting. And just to make sure, okay, yes, he dumped everything that he had. All the oats are now, they are out here in the production chain. So we've got wheat flour. We've got about 27,870 left of that. So tons of that left. And then you can see the oat flour right here, or the oats left as well. 5,200 of those. And we are busy making flour, which is then being sent over to the bakery, which is being made into bread. So 763 liters so far. And the way that the pricing goes for these is the pricing is per 1,000. So we're not quite to 1,000 yet, but of course we're going to have no trouble getting there. As you can see, it's going to basically half the flour into the amount of bread. And so yeah, we're going to have plenty of that. So if we come over and take a look at our pricing, there we go. So again, these are the prices right now. So right at 4,200, but we know that this is absolutely the lowest prices that we're going to get all year. Now that we're in September, it's starting to go up a little bit, and we'll just have to see what that means as we continue to move forward throughout the remainder of the year. Okay, so this guy is, let's see what type of volume he's getting. Okay, 20%. He's already at 20% there. Okay, interesting. He's filling up a little bit quicker than I thought he might. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on him. But if we come back to our calendar, you can see that September is when we can start putting down some wheat for next year. Not only that, but barley. We've got canola in there as well. And we're not going to worry too much about these things at the bottom since we're not going to be dealing with those a lot. But we've got wheat, we've got barley, and we've got canola. Now, wheat is what I'm primarily going to stick with right now, simply because I want to keep things very cut and dry, very simple right now at the beginning of our farm, because we're trying to get as much going as we can here at the beginning as we start to set ourselves up for hopefully future success. So wheat it is, but we don't have any of the equipment to do that. All right, so that means we're going to need to purchase some more stuff because we got a lot that needs to happen. Let's go ahead and purchase. I want a large tractor. Let's see, what are they going to give me on these large tractors as far as horsepower? And the reason why that is important, one of the reasons anyway, is because if we come into, I believe it's under the seeders. Let's scroll across over here. Maybe, if we can get it to go. All right, over here we have some different seeders, and what I'm most interested in are the ones that also fertilize while they're doing. We need to fertilize twice before we'll get the absolute full yield. So why not just fertilize while you're seeding as well? And if we can skip the cultivating step, which we can with some of these, then that skips yet another step. So it saves us some time at the expense of the working width in some cases. As we're going to see, only 6 meters on the working width here. They do not have one of the pieces of equipment that I am used to, so we're going to have to make the best of it. This one is 8 meters, and then you get into some that are, I mean, this piece of equipment here, I've used this before. This is a monstrous piece of equipment. We're not going to mess with it right now. So I think we're going to go with the Kuhn, but if you'll notice, it needs 270 horsepower. Okay, so 270 is the minimum on the horsepower. In fact, while we're here, let's just go ahead and get this. All right, base price, what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and just lease this thing right now. And the reason is I'm trying my hardest to conserve as much of this money as possible right now so that we can purchase land and maybe greenhouses and so forth. So let's go ahead and lease that. Okay, so that will get us the first step. And now we can come back. We can go to our large tractor. Now, a large tractor is never money wasted because there are going to be plenty of things we can use it for here on the farm. Now, I love the Fendt tractor, so we'll come back to that perhaps. What can we do with the Fendt? It's 280, but we can get it up to 415 horsepower with some upgrades. Okay. All right, what else might we want to use? Get into some of the TRAC vehicles. New Holland, I love the New Holland as well. Actually, let's look about this New Holland. So default, it's going to come with 351. Let's see, max horsepower 435. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. Either this or the Fendt, either one. I'm not going to worry too much about the pricing, but I do want the max horsepower just in case we need it for the time being. I don't think we will. Do we want to lease it? Absolutely we do. Okay, so let's get up and running there. Let's hop back in. Okay, 70% there. Now we need to hop over to our new tractor, and the reason is we need some lime. Okay, because our very first farm, 56, needed lime on it. So let's go ahead and hook this guy up. And we need to pop into our map. Where was the lime? It was over here somewhere. Is that it? Yes, that is it. So we need him to come to the lime station and pick up the lime and come back. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this guy. I'm going to have him start. Oh, collision course. Yeah, I came out of nowhere, I promise. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and, oh, wait. Is he going to do that? What is he doing? All right, I'm not sure what he was trying to do. It says field not owned. Well, of course it's not owned. Not where you are, anyway. Okay, are you not going to let me... Why are we doing this? Why are we not doing... Let's go ahead and fold this back up. I don't want to just hire one. You're not going to let me go and have it filled, are you? Okay, well, never mind. I guess we're going to have to go and do this one ourselves because it does not want, for whatever reason, it... I got to come back in. Where do we need to turn? Actually, it's right here. Okay, well that's not how I hoped that was going to go. Alright, where do we need to turn? I believe it's right here, isn't it? So this is going to be specifically for lime. It could be used for other things, but we're going to save it just for lime. And because one of the things I love to do on my farm is have specialty equipment. Things that just do one piece of business, one type of work, instead of trying to multi-purpose a lot of things. All right, here we go. So here's our lime. All right, there we go. Start filling. So we'll go ahead and pay for some lime. And that's not coming out. I see it's filling up, but we don't have any sort of animation for that. Odd. Okay. Okay, we can deal with that. That's certainly not the worst problem in the world. All right, now what is the quickest way for us to get back around? Looks like the quickest way for us to get to where we need to be is simply right here. All right, so we took the road the first time around. This time, we are not. And to be on the safe side, once again, we are going to... Wait, do we have... Yeah, we have weeds already. 50% weeds. All right. We're going to take care of that with some chemical weed spreader. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy ready. I'm going to start him probably much too far toward the end here, but that's okay. I'd rather him have a little bit extra than to not be able to cover it all. All right, so we hop out real quick and we can confirm, yes, it says that we do need lime. So can we hire a worker who will actually do the job? And yes, there he goes. All right, you can see he's got a pretty wide spread, and yes, we did certainly have him over a bit too far, but I'll take that. Okay, we've got work to do back on, let's see, where are we at here? We are doing, we need in to uncover, and oh, I was afraid this was going to happen. We're going to have to ride over the crops and destroy a few of the crops. Hopefully I can do this with minimal damage. But you can see he made it quite far, a little bit farther than I thought he was going to make it based on the fill level at the beginning. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to make a straight shot right through here. All right, come on. Give me what I need. There we go. I don't want to go any further than I have to, because we're going to get all the sorghum that we can out of this field. All right, so he's going to get what? A little bit over 2 full loads out of this field. So we're just going to park this guy over on the side before we have him take this first load. Doesn't really matter. Either way we do it is going to be just fine. We're going to have to make 2 trips to drop the sorghum off anyway. So let's see. I'll tell you what, I've changed my mind. Let's go ahead and change the menu here. And where do we want to take it? Yep, we want to take it to the grain mill. And we'll have him come back to right where he's at right now. That's perfectly fine. Deliver. Yes, we want him to loop. That way he'll actually come back here instead of stopping while he's there. Okay. So we're going to get out, give this guy a second to try to figure out where he's going. And right now he says he's blocked, or somebody's blocked by an object. Let's hop. Okay, it's not. Okay, so far so good. All right, looks like the message is gone. So it appears these guys, it just takes them a minute to figure out where it is they need to go, do some calculations. Let's see if he's going to head right back through the trees again. Not sure why he doesn't just make a straight shot of it right through there, but hey, as long as he'll get going, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll work with. Ooh, don't go that way. Stay on the road, please. Okay, so definitely some bugs to work out in our limited version of course play that we're using here in the game. I'm really hoping they still come out with the course play mod, because there is no doubt that there is plenty of functionality that is missing from the course play mod in the game now. So we definitely still need course play. Definitely need it. Okay, so this guy's covering quite a bit of land. I really wish I could have him go the other direction. We'll call it long ways instead of width, just because I believe it would be so much quicker. But we've got these houses right here on the edge, and I believe that could cause problems with his turning. So, ooh, I did not realize, look at what we've got down here. Okay, we've got trees. Now, this guy has shown us he will turn on the field. In fact, it looks like it's what he's going to do. You can see he skipped a little bit right at the very edge of the field previously. He didn't do it this time. But I would imagine that's because he was trying to back up and keep from running over trees. And so I will take it. There will be no complaining from me. Yep, you can see he gives himself just enough room to get through there. I'm very proud of him. Maybe a bit of an awkward angle and trajectory he takes there, but I'm certainly not going to complain. Yep, there we go. Now he's going to, you see, he misses a little bit at the edge there. We'll work with that. Okay, so our guy delivering, yep, he's trying. He's trying. He's going to get there, I promise. Not quickly, but he's going to get there. All right, so one of the things I noticed in seeing this building here sort of in the middle there, and if we expand the map, you can see where we are, and we are pretty much in the middle of the map as far as north to south. And there are some buildings on the map that are essentially intended to be starting farms for you, but I noticed when I first loaded up the map and was just looking around prior to recording that you really can't go in any of these buildings, or maybe just a couple here and there, which was a bit weird for me. As we've got, ooh, this is a nice bridge. I like this. Give me just a second here, folks. Oh, are we going to go around? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We'll let those cars use that. We're going to go straight through the water. Very shallow water. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I like it. I like that route. Makes you feel more like a farmer to do that. So clean off the wheels a little bit. We'll take that. But anyway, back to what we were talking about before I got so amazingly off topic. So there were very few buildings that I could actually go in. You couldn't open the doors. You couldn't go in and look around. Not in very many of the buildings anyway. Some of them you can. But I thought that's a bit odd, and that's one of the reasons why I did not want to start in one of those locations with sort of the starting farm area. Because there are a few of them that they've placed around for multiplayer purposes. And so it turns out that is a known issue and something that I would expect that the developers to take care of. Because there are some storage buildings, some places to store equipment around at the various places that were not usable. I'm sure they'll take care of that in the long run. Are we going to run right over that sign? It would only be appropriate that my equipment run over those signs, because I generally run over most all of the signs. All right, so here we are at the grain mill. We took a bit of a different track to get here. All right, so this guy is going to... He's going to dump that. Wow, okay, do we have to save quite that much? All right, sorghum, we are going to activate that. He's going to say materials missing, just for a moment, though. Because here in just a second, you're going to see this thing start to fill up. And we are going to get... All right, so yeah, there we go. That's what I like to see. We're going to hop back in here, and sure enough, there it is. Took it a minute to update. And actually with the sorghum, check this out. We go from 150 on the sorghum to 158 on the flour. So we're going to get a great return on sorghum. I remember taking a look at that briefly earlier, but of course at the time, I mean, look at this with oats, same thing here. Great return on this stuff. And that is to, I would imagine, counteract the volume of the yield that you get and try to even it out at least a little bit. And I'm perfectly fine with that, especially since we are going to reap the rewards of it. All right, this guy is almost done. Now remember, once he gets done, we're going to need to disconnect the lime equipment, and then we're going to go at it with the seeder. And we're going to get our very first fertilization along with that. All right, so, all right, no lime needed there. Lime needed here. Okay, so it is, everything seems to be working just fine. The weeds we will take care of a bit later as soon as we get some things going. Because my understanding is if you're going to use the physical weeding equipment, which is located here in the farm. Let's see, where is... Let's see if we can find it real quick. All right, there's your stone pickers. Where are the... We got... Where are these things? All right, maybe I'm not going to find it. I am notoriously bad at just skipping right over things in here. But anyway, before I spend all day trying to figure that out, you do have some weeding devices in there that you can pick up and use, and this would be a great time to do that with those, I believe. But if you're going to use the chemical, which I hate to do, but it's really the most efficient method and most time efficient, I believe, then you want to let the weeds get up there and then spray them, and that should take care of everything once and for all. All right, let's see how we're doing here. This guy is done. He is finishing up right now. Meanwhile, okay, we're on our way back. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. There's another little area here off to the side. Looks like a nice little starter farm area. You can see we've got some smaller fields there. That looks like a great place to probably combine some fields into one big field there on the side. Okay, that's a nice little area. Okay, so this guy is, where is he going now? He's figured out, I think he needed to spray a little bit more, but he didn't quite get there. Okay, that's no problem. We'll work with that. All right, let's go ahead and get that back in. Fold that up. And, okay, I'm definitely going to need to get rid of some trees here. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that one. Might as well go ahead and get rid of this one over here next to the road as well. Oh, I see a deer right over there, right behind the sign. Seen a few of those already. In case you're wondering, you cannot get close to them. They will run away. I'm not saying I was trying to chase one down, but I might have been trying to chase one down. All right, let's go ahead and we'll orient this one. Did we get rid of it? Yes, we did. Okay. All right, here we go. Now we get into some serious business. Okay, so once again, we are going to start this guy right over here on the edge. Let's go ahead and start unfolding. Still not quite as wide a working width as I would prefer, but they have taken away, at least for the time being, my preferred piece of equipment for this. And I'm pretty upset about it. I mean, come on now. That was my absolute favorite piece of equipment. All right, we want to select our seed as wheat. Okay, perfect. All right, there we go. So I'm going to hop out of the way here. Let this guy do his work. So now, if we take a look, you can see, okay, we've got All right, so he is fertilizing, and actually he's taking care of the weeds as well. We'll have to see how this goes as he moves along. Right now it looks like it's throwing it off a little bit. Yeah, it's trying to get things updated, but now we show 50% fertilizing, 0 weeds. Okay, I wasn't aware he was actually going to take care of the weeds. That is awesome that he's doing that. Okay, that could work out better than I had planned. All right, this guy, I'm actually going to bring him back over. And I know we could get that last little bit there. We're just going to take off over here. All right, let's go straight across. So the sorghum leaves quite a bit on the field. It's not as nice and neat as some of the other crops as far as what it leaves behind. Of course, now we got these ugly weeds to look at on the field that will continuously pop up. And again, that's one of those things that we might be getting rid of at some point. We'll just have to see. I would like to leave it on, but at the same time, all right, where can I get through? Can I get through here without going out to the main road? I think I can. Right through here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we got through there. So our AI farm is coming along quite nicely. All right, is that guy got his cover back on there? I believe he... No, he does not. Okay. I thought for a second he had the cover back on, but he does not. All right, let's see. See if we can work this out. Oh, this is terrible. Easy now. There we go. All right, we made it. I swear that looks like cocoa that we're putting in there from that angle. Looks like we're making chocolate. All right, so in the meantime, you can see our worker over here, he's planting pretty quickly. You know, 10 to 12 miles an hour would be about the quickest you could hope for when you're planting. And he's moving along at a fairly good clip. I'm until I get the mod that brings that back, I'm just going to be a little bit salty about not having the equipment that I'm used to using in Farming Simulator. I need that. And even more so now. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy. Let's just put this guy way over here, sort of out of the way. Let's go ahead and get him. Because when we purchase new equipment, I don't want him to be in the way. Okay, so we've got one last piece of equipment that is here nearby, and this is intended to be for the weeds. That's what I'm intending to use that for. But right now, we need this guy. Dismiss AI worker. Well, I don't want you to dismiss. I actually want you to take off. But since he didn't, by default, we will start him up once again. Let's see. No, not yet. Because when he comes back, I don't want him to come right here. Instead, I actually want him... We'll start him off, we'll say something like this. Right over here, off to the side. That should be pretty good. All right, let's do that. And that way, worst case scenario is he's sort of in the way, but he doesn't trample over our fields. Okay, so grain mill, everything looks good. Start the job. All right, we'll give him a second. I fully expect him to... Nope, of course I expected him to do that. I expected him to say he was blocked by something, but this time he didn't. And while we're waiting, let's hop on board and let's do a little bit of seeding. Oh, well, maybe not. This is giving us some serious frame drops here. This may not have been the move. We may have to go back to the outside cam. Because I am... yeah, this is getting me frame drops. Never mind. Never mind. Forget I said anything. So we'll look at it from this angle because this is much smoother. Yeah, I'll take this much better. Now remember, we have 2 more fields that need to be taken care of. So let's hop back into our calendar. By the way, how are we doing on our weather? It still says 8 o'clock. We're going to get some rain. So we're good on that now. We made it on that. So we've got 2 more fields since we're going to be using wheat for all of them. Sorghum, yeah, you don't... Wow, sorghum matures very quickly because you can plant it in the spring almost into the summertime and then harvest it pretty quickly. That is interesting to know. We might be able to use that to our advantage at some point. So we're going to get this taken care of. All right, so the wheat, we've got 2 days here. We've got September and October to take care of this. So we'll get done what we can today, and then we'll wait until tomorrow, in game time that is, to take care of the rest of our fields. So we might get, what, 1.5 done today. We'll see how it goes. And then I'll bring you guys back tomorrow. We'll start it all over again and hopefully try to finish up what we can. But that looks like that's going to give us, we've got 2 days to get our wheat planted. And again, when we're talking about the production chain and, wheat flour, which one is best to grow to get the most flour you possibly can, all those things, I'm not worried about that right now. There's going to be plenty of time to run spreadsheets and all that for the folks who are interested in that. But for me, I'm just having fun with what we have and trying to keep things as simple as possible. So you're going to find that throughout the series, I'm not always going to do the most efficient thing, either with regards to time or even with regards to money, because we're just going to have fun with this. And if something looks fun, we'll do it, whether that is the most efficient way of running our business or not. And now I have to say, while we're here looking at it, I'm liking this texture that we're getting. I know a lot of the textures and the graphics in general have been updated for this year's game. Let's actually get a little bit closer. But this is looking a little bit more crisp to me. And I'm referring to the texture where we've just had a fresh planting. That's looking good to me. I'm liking this quite a bit. I'm liking this angle too, so we can get a good look at our wonderful tractor doing what it does. So this would be a time where it would be great to have multiple of these. We've got another tractor. Of course, it's busy right now, but soon it will not be. And we could hook it up to yet another one of these seeders and be in good shape. So that's something we're going to need to do. And also, it is why I've been trying my best to save as much money as I can, just so that we can have some equipment around. It's also why I have not been purchasing all of the equipment. The things I've been purchasing are the things that I know with pretty much a certainty, about 99% sure that we're going to keep those things and use them. Things like the lime spreader or the sprayer. Those are things we're going to need around, period. But things like the seeder, I'm still holding out hope that I'm going to get a hold of my previous equipment that is just much more efficient because it has a better working width. So I'm holding off on making these purchases. And of course, the reason why we're not buying tractors right now is because they're just simply so expensive. They would be taking up all of our money, and I prefer to use that money on land whenever possible. And speaking of that land, let's actually hop out here for a moment, because we own some land right over in this area. Now remember, we don't own this field yet. And that's, what is that, corn over there? I don't even want corn. I don't even want to really have to deal with it right now. But we've got a lot of area out here. All right, let's just take a quick look on the map. Yeah, go ahead and do your save. All right, so farmland. And you can see we own, all right, it looks to be, as we zoom in, okay, so they've got a little bit of a divider there, but we own all the way over to this road right here. And of course, we've got all of this area and quite a bit of additional space down here. I don't really see a road as a nice divider, but somewhere in here is where our land ends. So we've got, look at all of this area over here. Now you've got your nice, wonderful pond, which I'm going to show you guys real quick. But look at this. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I have no idea how this water got to be that clear. I have never seen water that clear anywhere near a farm. But we're going to take it. But this is a lot of area over here. And originally I was thinking maybe some greenhouses over here. But now I'm thinking maybe it would be better served for perhaps storage. And if we want to do like maybe some sheds or something for equipment parking, might not be a bad idea here. I mean, right now we're just using the storefront, which is working out beautifully, quite frankly. But right now, this is one of those areas. It's got room for some stuff, and right now I'm thinking the storage might be our way to go for this. Maybe some light sheds, perhaps. Let's just take a quick look at this. And let's do some construction. Sheds, maybe. Oh, this is a nice one. How big is that? Oh, that is huge. That is absolutely huge. And let's see. Oh, hello. Okay, so you rotate with the right. Okay, that's monstrous. We certainly don't want that right now. Do we have any more? All right, I'm looking for more of the open ones. Okay, I'll fully admit I like these a little bit better because they just... All right, you're not going to let me get down in there like I want to, are you? No, you're not. I can't zoom where I want to zoom. But something like this, I just like better because it gives us coverage. But at the same time, there's not a lot of stuff to run into because I tend to do that a lot. And I like it that it's got two sides that I can park stuff on. We can pull through, all sorts of great things that we can do, and it's pretty cheap as well. So I like everything about that. Also, at some point we might need a silo. Now we're not talking like this type silo. I mean, that's huge. That's just monstrous. Let's forget about that. But we've got several things. We've got some slurry tanks. We've got all sorts of stuff there. Any smaller silos? Yeah, here we go. How big is that? That is still huge. Holy cow, that is huge. Okay, maybe we're not going to be getting a silo. There we go. That's more my style right there. Right now we don't really need one because of our production chain has got plenty of storage on its own. Interesting. I like that. That's an old school silo there. I like it. I like it. So plenty of options here. And if we go into production and generators, we've got some solar panels here, wind generation. You can see some of these are fairly small. So we can sort of fit these, out of the way somewhere and not have to worry about them taking up too much room. Then, of course, if you want to get some of these big ones that, of course, are just, I mean, come on. That's monstrous. And we may have to dedicate like a field to just throwing these out there as best we can. But those are just some ideas for this area over here. I'm leaning towards storage more than anything else on this. Let's check in on our guys here. Where are you? Okay, so he's almost back, actually. He is very close to being back out. Oh, another nice little pond right there on the side. And sure enough, there we are. There's our field. So he'll hop over here and I will actually grab him because I believe we need lime on a couple of our other fields. Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? That is not where I told you to go. Okay, I thought it was going to update when I started him, but clearly that was not the case. So next time I need to remember to update this guy on his location. I thought it was going to do it automatically. Clearly that was not the case. All right, so let's get this guy. We're going to park this right over here. go. And we're going to go ahead and grab this lime. I'm going to take him over to, maybe, there we go. Yeah, that is, okay. Well, I guess I got what I deserved there for not paying enough attention to the fact that he was about to drive right back over. I should have just taken him over and dismissed the AI worker when I had the chance. So, lessons being learned. Alright, now let's hop over here and see if either of these two, I don't remember off the top of my head if these guys needed lime. But I tell you what I may do, I may go ahead and spread it even if it's not recommended right now, just to keep everything on the same thing. Okay, this one does not need it. Let's take a look at field 53. But yeah, I'm just going to let these guys work and do it anyway. Okay, so yeah, let's just go ahead and spray all three of them and just be done with it. Just to keep them on cycle with each other. I am, however, going to start. Let's just go ahead and... it doesn't really matter. Alright, come on. Let me do it. There we go. This keyboard steering is challenging me right now. Alright, so once again, we're going to have him over way too far when we get him started probably, but this should not take him very long at all. And once again, he's not going to be using any of the lime that's actually in the equipment. He is purchasing that as he goes along, which is perfectly fine with me. Not a big deal. Using a little extra money that way, but one of the things I do enjoy about this is the fact that I can easily tell when I look at this equipment that, yes, this is for the lime. So we'll go ahead and spread the lime there. Let's hop back over, see how this guy's doing. Okay, he's still got quite a bit to go. So my guess is by the time this guy is done, then we should be working on the lime for our third and final field. And we're still going to have north of 500 grand remaining. Yeah, that's what I like to see. So work is continuing here on the farm. That is going to do it for today. When we come back next time, we'll take a look at where things are. I'll continue to work on these fields, try to get the lime spread, try to get these things seeded with our wheat, and we'll see what's next for us here on the farm. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and stick around for more Farming Simulator 22.